it is time to talk about all of the things that you might have missed from the brand new WWE 2K22 trailer reveal. Because there is a lot of roster, gameplays, mechanics, and just hidden things that, again, we definitely need to talk about. So hit those notifications and let's get into it. To start off, we are focusing on the most important thing, and that is obviously the gameplay. As awesome as Edge or Goldberg looks, we know that we've been wanting some gameplay changes and improvements. And we're looking at the short clips that we got. There was a couple of interesting things. To start off, I definitely like the new look of the hub. It is very simple and clear, with all the information that you need just a bit sharper than previous games. You got the health, the momentum, how many finishers you have, but a big change is that there's only 3 reversal slots, and it looks like no matter which superstar you pick, they're only gonna have 3 reversals. In this trailer, we got health bar for Montez Ford, Biggie, Chad Gable, and Bobby Lashley, and it was all the same. If this was 2K20, Bobby Lashley would definitely have more reversal slots than Chad Gable. Another massive big change from the hub was that as soon as Bobby Lashley decided to do his signature maneuver on Chad Gable, once he completed it, he actually lost all of his reversals. So it's almost like you're gonna have to be smart, not just about using your reversals, but also using your finishers, because if you use your finisher and you don't get to finish off the opponent, then they still gonna have their reversal slots, and you're gonna have to build yours up again. Another big gameplay stuff you guys might have missed is in regards to the controls, because they are definitely changing it up. Obviously, many of us just hated the controls for 2K20. It was a change that wasn't needed because 2K19 controls were actually fine. But now they changed it up and it actually feels like it might be an upgrade. It's a bit more simplified with a couple of extra things in there. So we got the grapple, the heavy attack, the light attack, the signature moves and specials and stuff like that were moved to being combined with the right trigger. This is being played on Xbox, and we see right trigger plus A will give us the finisher, right trigger plus X will give us the signature, right trigger plus Y will give us the payback, which is returning, and right trigger plus B will give us the submission. The next big thing to point out is the right bumper being a dodge or a climb button, with Y being the reversal and the block. And we kind of saw something like this on the trailer where Montez Ford went for a right hand, and Biggie, instead of just blocking it straight up or pushing him away or going for a different counter, he actually just dodged by ducking down and away from the punch. Definitely got that boxing vibe from it right there. So all of that is going to create for some different gameplay that we haven't seen and a lot of different animations. Up next, we obviously love updated stuff. So in the trailer, it was good to see that Edge actually has his updated trons. And based on previous trailers, it looks like they continue to update the arena to match up with what it is on TV right now. So that gives me hope that even if WWE changes the stage again, I feel like by the time the game comes out, 2K seems to be trying their best to keep it up to date as possible. Rey Mysterio obviously is a bit of a different situation because he is part of the 2K showcase, so chances are there's probably going to be different versions of SmackDown, of Monday Night Raw, and so on for him, since they're going to be revisiting history with him as part of the showcase. So whenever you see Rey Mysterio and you see something outdated, just remember that. Remember that he is part of the 2K showcase, and maybe they're just showing clips of other matches and entrances that he made in the past, which we will ultimately play through. Sticking with this, it's in regards to the roster. The fact that Rey Mysterio is the one affiliated with this mode means that we could be getting a lot of legends added into the game that we haven't seen in the series before, and a lot of pretty cool arenas which Rey Mysterio competed in all the way from his WCW days. We could run down a full list of obviously rare opponents that Rey Mysterio went through, and awesome pay-per-views that he competed back in the day that could be making a comeback, which probably has some awesome stages, but we might be here for a while if we do all of that. Regardless, the point is Rey being a major focus is really good because he has been in the business for so long. Continuing with the roster, we saw a lot of new faces in there that will be debuting to the series and that will be making a return, such as MVP and even NXT superstars such as Joaquin from Legado del Father Fantasma, which obviously means that other members of the stable will be part of the game. But those are just some of the roster additions, and obviously there are still with the WWE. Something very surprising was a specific frame in the backstage in which we get to see Buddy Murphy right on the mix. He is obviously out of frame, but it's clear that that is the disciple Buddy Murphy, which brings up the question which other release superstars will likely make it into the game. It is worth mentioning that because he wasn't completely shown, that doesn't really mean that he will be in the game, but it sure feels like it, and I hope that that is the case, and I hope that this means that top stars like Braun Strowman and even The Fiend are still able to be part of the game once it releases. When you look at the crowd shirts, which obviously there's a lot, confirming a lot of obvious superstars like AJ Styles and so on, there are still some interesting shirts up in there, like for Nia Jax, who was part of one of the latest releases. But all of these could be things that 2K just didn't have time to remove and could still be removed, so just keep that in mind. This is why I don't want to go through the full list of t-shirts, because that will probably look very different in a month or even 2 months from now of them finishing up the game. But for now, those are some very interesting observations in regards to the roster. Let me know down in the comments below if you think that a lot of the previous releases will indeed make it into the game. Certainly looks like many of them are still there. It looks like we got a brand new backstage area with some pretty cool OMG moments, which I'm hoping is just one of the many that we do get. And into the juicy stuff and a lot of things that you guys might have missed from the reveal of General Manager, there's a lot of awesome things returning. The draft will be there, and you're gonna have some currency to make different type of purchases. Obviously, buying off contracts of superstars and setting up the whole show, much like a universe mode or of course a former GM mode. You get the opening matchup, the mid card, and the main event, alongside some self promo. Based on what we get to see right now, Becky Lynch is the most expensive superstar to get, followed by Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns, Asuka, and Finn Balor. We don't know how the draft board is gonna look just yet, but obviously there's gonna be different rounds and so on, so it's really going to feel like a classic draft. For the other options that we get, besides booking the show, we can see the show logistics, manage the roster, which I'm hoping this is where we go, to ultimately do a couple of the other things that we got to do back in the day on GM, like negotiating, trading superstars, and so on. There's power cards, journal, and last but not least, the ratings, which at least to me is extremely important because it really recreates what made GM more exciting, which is the competitive aspect of it. I want to see which show did better ratings, the popularity, and see who wins week to week. You also get a rank, obviously starting on rank 1, with 1,000 fans right off the bat on the first week. So will you be able to keep all of that up, keep ranking up, and prove that you are the better general manager? If this ends up having some type of online feature to it, where you could compete with another general manager, that will actually be insane. But we're gonna have to wait and see on that. So far, I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. If there's anything else that's surprising, that's hidden, and I didn't cover here, drop it down in the comments below so we can continue the discussion. And in case you missed it and need full in-depth explanation and all the details on every single features that were revealed for WWE 2K22, just go ahead and watch this video being suggested to you right now. I'll see you guys on the next one, so stay savage.